What up? YouTube, what up? What's good, YouTube? What's good? Let me just make sure my shit is together. Let me make sure my shit is popping off so we can get all up into it. You know what I mean? Together. Let me make sure my shit is popping off so we can get all up into it. All right. Look like we good, man. Everything on the up and up, man. What's going on with y'all, man? What's going on with y'all, man? What's good? What's good, man? I was supposed to be live a few weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? Got sick as fuck. And you know, that didn't happen. So I had to take a few weeks and get my shit together. The goal here is to be more consistent on this YouTube thing. And that's exactly what will happen. But I was down, and for that, you know what I'm saying, wasn't nothing popping the fuck off because of that. You know, man. But it is what it is. We here now. We ready to talk that good boxing shit, man. And get right on into it, man. So you see the title of the motherfucking video. You know what time it is. You see the title of the video, goddamn. Motherfucking title of the video, man. Talk Your Shit Boxing, man. First episode of Talk Your Shit Boxing. Really the second episode, but the first official episode of Talk Your Shit Boxing. And we gonna do that. We gonna do just that. We gonna talk some shit. You know what I'm saying? And you see the title of the motherfucking video, man. You see what it is, man. You see what it is. We got 3 pussy motherfuckers. And you know what? I hate to call them pussy motherfuckers, man, because it ain't even that they pussy motherfuckers or anything like that. But we got 3 people right now in boxing who are pretty much controlling everything that goes on in the sport, man. And you know, we here to talk about it, man. You know what I mean? You see who's in the thumbnail: Anthony Joshua, Canelo Alvarez, and who's the other motherfucker in the motherfucking thumbnail? And Manny Pacquiao. You know, these dudes are controlling the entire landscape of boxing, and it's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's bullshit. Now, I'm not gonna call all of these dudes pussy motherfuckers. These dudes are legends in their own rights. They've accomplished a lot in the sport. You know what I'm saying? We give them their props, you know, where props are due. But the facts remain that these dudes are holding up the sport. These dudes are making the pussy decisions that's holding up the fights that we want to see as boxing fans. So we're here to talk about that shit, man. You know what I mean? Let me check the chat. Let me see if anybody in here talking shit. Let me see what's going on. Tyson Fury was cheated. Okay. Wilder is better than Fury. Wilder is king. I don't know about Wilder being king, my boy, but Wilder is most definitely better than Fury. I agree with that 150,000%. Why else would this big motherfucker need to put loaded? Why else would this dude need to have floppy gloves and take PEDs and do all this weirdo shit in order to stay competitive with Deontay Wilder? If not that fear of getting knocked the fuck out. We know what it is at the end of the day, man. We know exactly what the fuck it is. But I agree with you, B. 100%, man. Fury is better than Wilder, and you can talk all the bullshit you want to talk about when it comes to his skills, when it comes to him not having the boxing ability and all this old bull ass shit. At the end of the day, Deontay Wilder knocked out 40 people, you know what I'm saying? 40 people with that right hand that y'all say that everybody claims is so predictable. He knocked people the fuck out with that right hand. So at the end of the day, no matter what you want to say about the man's skill set, he comes in and he gets the job done. You know what I mean? But you know, this whole thing ain't about Wilder and everything going on with Fury and everything like that. I agree with you though, being 100% though. But this whole thing ain't about Wilder. This thing is about these dudes that are controlling boxing. Okay, Anthony Joshua, Canelo Alvarez, Manny Pacquiao. These dudes are controlling the sport. They're leading the sport, and they're not leading the sport down a good path. They're not leading the sport down the path where the sport can grow, where the sport can be successful, where people are gonna want to watch. You know what I'm saying? They leading the sport down the path where it's dying. You know what I'm saying? Where people don't give a fuck about boxing because there's so many other combat sports now that give people the fights they want to see, the best versus the fucking best, and we don't have that in boxing. You know what I'm saying? Going back real quick to this whole Wilder Fury situation. Here's the thing. Here's the reason why I don't give a fuck about Wilder versus Fury. So here's the reason I don't give a fuck about that fight. Because Tyson Fury cheated. And the fact of the matter is, when you cheat, we don't know whether or not you're the best. We don't know. We don't fucking know. You know what I'm saying? And all these motherfuckers can sit up here all day, left, right, and center, and they can talk all this shit about how, oh, well, he cheated, but even if he didn't cheat, Fury still would have won. That's some old bull ass shit, because at the end of the day, if I challenge you to a foot race, and you get in a car and you drive to the finish line, well, how the fuck do I know if you're faster or not? I don't know. So it's like, I don't give a fuck about Fury versus Joshua, because I don't know whether or not Fury even belongs in the ring with Anthony Joshua. You know what I'm saying? Say what you want about Anthony Joshua, but Anthony Joshua, at very least, has proven to be in that spot that he's in right now. You know what I'm saying? At least I could look at Anthony Joshua and say, okay, well, Anthony Joshua, you know what I'm saying? He fought his way to where he's supposed to be at. But Fury, I can't say that. I can't say that with Fury. I can't say that about cheating pussies. I can't say that about motherfuckers who take PEDs and motherfuckers who line up their gloves or take padding out their fucking gloves so they can have power. I can't say that about motherfuckers who got 16 knockouts. You know what I'm saying? But all of a sudden they got enough power to knock out Deontay Wilder, somebody who's never been knocked out. I can't say that about motherfuckers like that. Period. I can't say that. So it's like, I don't know whether Fury belongs in the ring with this motherfucker, so I don't care about that fucking fight. I don't care about it. I'm not buying that shit. Motherfuckers are gonna buy it. Okay, maybe my few dollars don't really matter in this particular case, but fuck that shit, man. Anybody, you call yourself a boxing fan, that should be the last fight that anybody supports. Fury versus Joshua. Fury don't belong in there. Period. I want to see the best fight the best. And Fury, the shit that's going on with Fury, he shouldn't even be in boxing. He shouldn't even be in boxing. Really, the motherfucker need to be cut out the entire sport. But you know what? Again, this isn't about Fury. This isn't even about Wilder. This is about the people that are controlling the sport in boxing and not taking boxing in the direction where it needs to go. So let's start out with the motherfucker who's really leading boxing down a path to destruction right now, okay? Who's really on some bullshit, and that's Manny Pacquiao. That's Manny Pacquiao, man. Manny Pacquiao is who we need to talk about first, man. So here's the thing, right? We're going to give Manny Pacquiao the blame, but before we even touch on Manny Pacquiao himself, we need to talk about everybody else, okay? Everybody else sucking Manny Pacquiao dick, okay? And letting this man do whatever the fuck he want to do up in the sport. That's what it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? These dudes are giving Manny Pacquiao all the control. all the control, okay, and none of the accountability. At the end of the fucking day, all these fighters, Keith Thurman, Earl Spence, Terence Crawford, these dudes all want to fight Manny Pacquiao. Why? Why would Manny Pacquiao, why you even want to fight Manny Pacquiao when Manny Pacquiao shows you over and over and over again that he's going to fight whoever the fuck he want to fight? Whether it's Chocolatito or whether it's motherfucking Deontay Wilder, Manny Pacquiao is going to fight whoever the fuck he want to fight. But you niggas still wait around in a little fucking sister circle waiting for Manny Pacquiao to call you in order to make the fucking fight. And that's bullshit. Yes. Is Manny Pacquiao a high profile fight? Absolutely. Yes. Is it a big money fight? Absolutely. But does that mean you niggas need to be waiting in a little sister circle for Manny Pacquiao to fucking to decide to do whatever it is that he want to do in order to make the fight happen? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? Let me check the motherfucking chat real quick, man, before I keep cooking, man. Let's see what the fuck. Okay. It's discussing how hard we hit. Barry Bean says discussing how hard we hit Wilder. It didn't even hit Wilder. Then he would have destroyed him. Bomb Squad. Okay. Fury shouldn't have hit Wilder as hard. A true cow, dirty fighter, Bomb Squad. Okay. Barry, I agree with you, bro. You might not be in the building no more, but I agree with you, bro. 100%. 100%. If he didn't hit Wilder, we would have destroyed him. Okay, Barry in here being sarcastic with the bullshit. I'm looking at all these bullshit ass comments. He talking about if he wouldn't have hit him and all this old shit. Look, man. Look. You can say whatever the fuck you want to say. You can say Fury's a better fighter. You could say this, you could say that. At the end of the day, man, y'all know that man cheated. You know he cheated. The one thing that Fury fans can't say is he didn't cheat. That's the one thing that Fury fans can't say. That's the one thing they can't say. If you ever talk to a Fury fan, if you ever talk to one of them UK dudes, the one thing that they never say is Fury didn't cheat. They never say that shit. What they do is they either try to be sarcastic or they try to talk about some other shit that they either heard in the news about Wilder or whatever the fuck the case is. If you notice that's the case. It's never Fury didn't cheat. It's never their argument. I want to hear a Tyson Fury fan just say that. I want to hear Tyson Fury say, I ain't cheat. He's never actually said that shit. That dude has never, it's baffling to me. Okay, because if somebody's accusing you of murder, or somebody's accusing you of crime, the first thing you're going to say, especially if you didn't fucking do it, even if you did do it, but the first thing you're going to say is, I didn't do it. What the fuck? I didn't do it. That's the first thing that you're going to say. So why is it that neither Fury nor any of Fury's fans or Mark Breland or anybody that has anything to do with any suspicious things in this whole allegation that Deontay Wilder has made, why has no one ever come out and said, oh, he ain't do it? No one has ever done that, which is weird as fuck to me. It's hella shady and hella suspect. But back on topic. We keep getting off topic with this whole Fury Wilder shit, and that's not what the fuck this shit is about at the end of the day. This shit ain't about that. This shit ain't about that. Let's get back on Manny Pacquiao. Back on topic. Back on point. So here we go. Manny Pacquiao says he's going to fight Ryan Garcia. He says he's going to fight Ryan Garcia. All you niggas look stupid. All you niggas look dumb. You know why you look dumb? Because you waited 6 months to a year for Manny Pacquiao to decide he was going to fight a lightweight. That's why you look dumb. That's why you look stupid. Because you could have decided that you were going to build your own legacy. You could have decided that you were going to fight top opposition and build your brand the correct way with big fights, okay? Not just perceived big money fights, but big fights that are perceived to be big fights by boxing fans, okay? By people who watch the sport, by the fans that want to see the fights, okay? And who are going to hype the fights up as big fights. Instead of doing things that way, you niggas sit here and you wait around for these perceived big money fights from people like Manny Pacquiao. Okay, so the first people that I got to direct all this anger and frustration to is all you other niggas in the welterweight division who wait on Manny Pacquiao to scratch his ass. That's who majority of my smoke got to go to. You niggas. You fighting niggas who wait around on Manny Pacquiao. Because at the end of the day, you give Manny Pacquiao that power to decide he gonna fight this person or that person. Yes, I get Manny Pacquiao had that WBA belt. Yes, I get he was holding on to that bitch, holding it hostage. But we see what's happened now. The WBA stripped Manny Pacquiao. He's out of the fucking picture. But guess what? You niggas are still waiting on Manny Pacquiao. So here's the good thing about what's happened since the last time I've been on live. WBA stripped Manny Pacquiao of that belt, and now Dennis Ugas has been elevated to their super champion level. Okay, which is good news because that means that the welterweight division is finally going to move in a positive direction as opposed to the direction it's been moving this entire fucking time, which is in the fucking gutter. If Manny Pacquiao would have never got stripped of that belt, you niggas would have still been waiting on him for the next 5 years. And matter of fact, no, you niggas are still waiting on Manny Pacquiao. Because if Manny Pacquiao decided he wanted to fight any one of you niggas, and the fact of the matter, here's the bullshit. hold on, wait. You know, we jumping ahead a little bit. Because we still want to keep that smoke on you fighters. You fighting niggas that be bullshitting around waiting on these niggas in order to make the fucking fight. Okay? When you got dudes like Manny Pacquiao who continue to make you all look like fools. Continue. Let me check the motherfucking comments real quick. Let's see if anything new on here. Charlie Smith say, shout out to you, Charlie, man. Go ahead, make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button. Fury didn't cheat. I'm here, bro. If he cheated, why hasn't further legal action been taken? Fury smashed Wilder clean. Okay. So first of all, how do we know, Charlie, that further legal action isn't being taken at this moment? How do we know that that's not the case? Also, let's not pretend that the evidence that has been shown thus far is circumstantial evidence, okay? It may not be enough for a conviction, okay? But we all know that he did it. Okay, so 2 points I'm making here, Charlie, okay? And I appreciate you for at least saying he didn't do it. At least you say, whether you full of shit or not, whether you saying I'm just gonna say the shit. Fuck it. Whether you're saying he cheated and you truly mean that shit or not, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna take what you said at face value. So let's say you believe he didn't cheat, and then your question is, why there hasn't further legal action been taken? Well, first of all, we don't know whether or not that's what's going on. Okay, that might be in the process right now. Second of all, Wilder, I believe, still is trying to get that third fight. Okay, which I believe at this point he should get up, and I think he should take your advice and take that further legal action. I think he should do that shit right away. You know what I'm saying? I think he should get that legal work. But even with that said, there's enough circumstantial evidence, okay, where we can look at it and say, well, he cheated. However, it may not be enough for a conviction in a court of law. And you can pretend like you don't understand that, okay? But I know that you do. I know that you do. We've all watched enough Law and Order to know that circumstantial evidence alone all the time isn't necessarily enough for a conviction. So maybe Wilder's holding off on taking that next step, okay, because he fears that he may not have enough evidence for a conviction, because you need overwhelming evidence for a conviction in order to actually prosecute somebody. You know what I'm saying? So maybe he's taking that step, but at the same time, maybe he's also gearing up for that. And also, I believe he's still trying to get that third fight. But if I'm Wilder, I'm telling you what I'm doing right now. If I'm Wilder, I'm gearing up to go ahead and take this to court, because even with the amount of circumstantial evidence that's out there, that coupled with a legitimate suit against Tyson Fury, okay, even if you don't win, Tyson Fury's name is already sullied enough where his credibility is shot. Because once that evidence gets out, once people can get their eyes on what the fuck that floppy fucking glove and that handprint through that glove, once people get their eyes on that shit, and then they start looking at other fighters and other fights, and they start seeing, oh man, well, that ain't normal. That ain't normal for somebody gloves to look like that. Once they start seeing that, that's really gonna be a bad look for Tyson Fury, period, at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if anybody, hold on, let me see. Okay. All right. But back on point, man. Back on point. Hold on. Back on point. Back to what we was talking about. Because we keep getting sidetracked. You know what I'm saying? The comment sections, everything is taking me off where I'm really trying to go. Really, this, like I said, really this video is about how these dudes are holding up the sport and boxing is allowing them. Starting with the fighters, the other fighters in the division, okay? The fans, the media, okay? And then we put blame on the fighter themselves. At the end of the day, it's like this, right? It's like this. Here's the thing. We've all been a little drunk off power, okay? That's what these other motherfuckers are, and I blame them. Canelo, Manny, Anthony Joshua, these dudes are all drunk off power. They have the option to fight whoever they want to fight. So that's what they do. They fight whoever they want to fight whenever they want to fight. You know what I'm saying? They choose high risk, low risk, high reward. That's how they do their little thing. You know what I'm saying? We see it time and time again. Each and every time these dudes get into those positions, they take that route. High reward, low risk. Okay? Here's the thing. They're pussy for doing that, but I get why they're doing that. But the thing is, what makes the situation fucked up is you dudes, you motherfuckers out there. Because you allow these dudes to make these decisions to fight these high reward, low risk fights. Manny Pacquiao is talking about fighting Ryan Garcia. That's an utter disgrace. That's a disgrace. That fight is a disgrace. But here's the thing. All of boxing was waiting on Manny Pacquiao to make a decision about who he was going to fight next. Instead of Errol Spence saying, let me fight Terence Crawford. Instead of Keith Thurman, let me fight this dude. Let's get it popping. Virgil Ortiz, one of these dudes. Instead of these dudes deciding that they're gonna fight each other and build their legacy off these big fights, they turning around and they're looking for Manny Pacquiao in order to make their name off of. The fact of the matter is, even if you beat Manny Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao got a built-in excuse. He's 40-something, whatever years old. You're not going to get full credit for beating him, okay? A fight with Manny Pacquiao isn't as big as you niggas really think it is. Okay, it's a big fight, but it ain't that big of a fucking fight. You niggas really sit around and you wait for these fights for no fucking reason. 2 or 3 of the right fights, 2 or 3 of the right fights will really skyrocket your niggas' careers to where you want it to be. If Terence Crawford fought Earl Spence, beat Earl Spence, fought Keith Thurman, beat Keith Thurman, Terence Crawford would be at the top of the division. There would be no shit talking about Terence Crawford. Same thing with Earl Spence. If Earl Spence turned around, beat Terence Crawford, turn around, beat Keith Thurman, he's the man. He's the man. Certified. He can go up to 154 without no worries. Fight wherever he need to fight in order to collect the rest of them belts. He's the money man at the division because ain't no real stars at that division. Jermell is I don't know what Jermell doing. Maybe he gonna move. I don't know what the fuck he gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Jermell moves up to 160. I think he should. I think he should move up to 160 and fight Andre, but that's a whole nother story. Aside from that shit, this is the thing. If you niggas decided you want to do that, but let's move on. Let's talk about the media. The media, you dudes sit around and you do thousands and thousands of videos about Manny Pacquiao, what he's gonna do, what he's gonna say next, how many, you know what I mean, how many fucking jumps this nigga done took in 2020. Like you niggas do all these videos about Manny Pacquiao, and at the end of the day, Manny Pacquiao is at home jacking his dick or doing whatever the fuck he want to do at home. So it's like, why all this attention around Manny Pacquiao when he's not doing it? And if it's gonna be attention, it should be nothing but negative attention to the fact that this dude is not fighting nobody and this dude is holding on to a belt and not doing anything with the belt. So now, but we're in a good position now because again, Manny Pacquiao has been stripped of the WBA belt. Eugenio Ugas is now been elevated to that super champion, and now we can move on with that whole bull ass shit. But you niggas still need to hear the fact that you've been fucking up this whole time in boxing. You've been declining the sport. While sports like UFC and Bellator and all these other motherfucking sports and best been fighting the best, boxing has been declining because motherfuckers are sitting around holding each other's fucking nuts, waiting for one fighter to make a decision. All right, so there's the media. Y'all bullshitting around. And then on top of the media, then you got the fans. The fans. You niggas are so easily fucking brainwashed by bullshit ass fucking videos and people out here pushing their little punk ass agendas in order for their fighter to be able to do whatever the fuck they want to do. Mainly duck motherfuckers and avoid fighters that they don't want to fight, that they perceive as high risk, low reward. And you niggas get behind these fighters and justify why they shouldn't fight the fights that they need in order that they need to fucking fight at the end of the day. Hold on, man. Let me check the comment section real quick. Let me see if anybody's saying some shit, man. See if anybody's saying some shit. You know what I mean? See what's going on. Take a quick fucking cool off for a little bit. I don't know. They come, run, look. Okay, SMIGOL. I don't know what you're trying to say, bro. But shout out to you. I don't know what you're trying to say, my boy. Maybe you can clarify what it is you're trying to say. You know what I mean? All good, though. But yes, sir. But yeah, back on these niggas' heads, though. All right, so you know what I'm saying? So that's that, man. That's that. Manny Pacquiao has been stripped of the title. Ryan Garcia now They talking about that fight being made. I've been hearing talks about that fight being made. I've been hearing talks about Manny Pacquiao possibly fighting Terence Crawford. That would be dope if he fought Terence Crawford. I wish I could believe this shit. You know what I mean? I wish I could believe this shit. I really do. I really wish I could believe Manny Pacquiao fighting Terence Crawford. I really wish that I could believe in my mind that that's going to be the next fight. I really hope that that's what the fuck it is. I really hope that I'm wrong in this particular situation and Terence Crawford gets that Manny Pacquiao fight. But what I'm going to tell you what I don't want, though. I do not want Terence Crawford to be sitting around waiting on Manny Pacquiao to say, I want to fight. I don't want that. I don't want that shit. I don't want. If Manny Pacquiao want to fight Terence Crawford, fight Terence Crawford. Fight him. Okay, but if you're not sure and you making a decision and you thinking about this shit, okay, fine. Take your bitch ass over there and you think about it. Okay. And if I'm Terence Crawford, I'm fighting who want to fight me right now. I'm fighting who's available at the moment. Somebody who can build my reputation, who can build up my resume, who could put me on that fast track that's to success. That's who I'm talking about fighting right now. You know what I'm saying? If you're new to the channel, man, hit that sub button. One time for your boy. But that's what I'm thinking about doing if I'm Terence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking about doing. I do not want Terence Crawford waiting around on Manny Pacquiao. I don't want that shit. Okay? All right, so that's that, man. We done talked about fucking Pacquiao. Let's move on to the next topic. I know people gonna get butthurt about this shit, but let's talk about your boy Canelo. Let's talk about Canelo. Canelo is such a fucking disgrace right now. He's such a fucking disgrace. Canelo Alvarez is. Canelo Alvarez is such a fucking disgrace right now, man. And you niggas sit around in a little sister circle, hold hands, and talk about how great Canelo is. When this motherfucker hasn't fought nobody anyone cares about in the last fucking 3 years since he fought Triple G. And guess what? Nobody even really gave a fuck about Triple G. Let's be real. Nobody gave a fuck about Triple G. Nobody give a fuck about Triple G. You know why? Because Triple G was another one that was fucking avoiding all the top fighters in the division, holding his nuts, waiting for Canelo. He was another one. So I don't even give a fuck about a win over Triple G at the end of the day. So I don't even, how can I give credit for a Triple G win? I can't fucking even really do it. It's a good win, but I can't call it a great win. It's a good win, but I can't call it a great win at the end of the day because there's too many people that Triple G should have fought. And even Triple G at this point, with 2 losses on his resume, had lost to fucking Canelo Alvarez twice. He still refuses to fight Demetrius Andrade. He still refuses to fight Jermell Charlo. He still refuses to fight these fights that we want to see. But this is supposed to be an opponent that we give Canelo Alvarez so much props for. No, I don't. To me, Canelo's best win on his resume was against Erislandy Lara. That was Canelo's best win. I semi like the Kovalev win, but that wasn't who we wanted to see Canelo Alvarez fight. We didn't want to see him fight. We didn't want to see him fight Sergey Kovalev. Everybody knew Sergey Kovalev was done. We didn't want to see Sergey Kovalev. I call that a good win, but not a great win. Canelo does not have a great win on his resume. The closest thing that he has to a great win is Erislandy Lara, and that fight was sketchy at best. That fight was sketchy at best, but here's the thing. Canelo's not interested in and trying to build up that legacy. He's not interested in trying to fight those top guys in order to get that recognition and that respect from his peers, from the fans, from people that want to see the best fight the best. He's not looking to do that. At the end of the day, Canelo is just looking to secure a steady paycheck from year to year at the end of the day. Canelo is sitting here and cherry picking who can I fight? Who's a good win? Who's a good win that I can get right now in this career that I can knock off? And preferably, maybe I can even get a belt up out of it. How was that a respectable champion? How was there somebody that anybody could look at and admire and respect as a champion at the end of the day? Canelo can't even stay in one weight division. He moves up from 168 to 160 to 154 to 155 to 156. He fighting at all these crazy ass weight divisions. But here's the thing, okay? I can't sit back and just blame Canelo. I gotta blame you niggas. I gotta blame you, Jermell Charlo. I gotta blame you. I can't even blame Demetrius Andrade because Demetrius Andrade has been trying to fight everybody. So I can't. When I'm talking to everybody else in the division who sits around and wait on Canelo. I blame you, Billy Joe Saunders. I blame you, Triple G. But we see what Triple G is. We see Triple G is a fraud. We see that Triple G is a fraud. At the end of the day, we see Triple G's not trying to fight nobody because even after he lost to Canelo twice. His first thought, his first idea should be, well, let me build my brand up. Let me get a win. Let me get right back into the mix of things so I could submit myself as a top middleweight in the division. But no, instead of Triple G doing that, Triple G decides he's going to fight anybody that would, he decides he's going to fight no one that anyone would perceive as a threat. So how can we take Triple G seriously? And this is the dilemma that we continually have as fight fans, where we looking at these big stars, these dudes like Canelo, these dudes like Manny Pacquiao, who are sitting tall, sitting pretty in these positions. But the thing about it is, you motherfuckers let them. You let them sit in these positions. You let them do these little bitch ass things, not fighting the fights that they want to fight. You let them wander around the division, go up and down and wait, do this, do that, whatever. You still support them. You still watch their fucking fights. You still do all this shit. Matter of fact, here's the thing though. But here's the great thing about it, dog. Because there are more and more fans who are showing up like me who are not supporting these little puss ass fights. And these dudes are seeing a decline in their numbers. Canelo's last fight, I heard, was trash. It did trash numbers. Good, Canelo, because maybe you'll take it upon yourself to fight somebody that somebody gives a fuck about. Maybe you'll decide to do something that anyone gives a fuck about. You know what I mean? Let me check the comment section real quick. Let me see if anybody over there talking some shit. Let me see what's going on. Okay. All right. Back on point. Shout out to the youth. So again, man, you motherfuckers are to blame. Jermell Charlo, who could you be fighting in the division right now, okay, that would build up your name and get you to that point, get you to that next level in superstardom, who would cement that legacy for you, that legacy fight that you're looking for? Who could you fight that would give you that sort of credibility? Demetrius Andrade, Billy Joe Saunders, Triple G. I can't blame him for Triple G because Triple G don't want to fight nobody. But you have a few people that you can fight to give you that credibility that you need, give you those big fights. You have people in the division who are willing to fight you that you don't want to fight. Jermell. Okay, but But this is what happens. You dudes continue to call out Canelo. You continue to call out Manny Pacquiao. You continue to call out these dudes and sit around clenching your butt cheeks, waiting to win the lottery. When at the end of the day, you should be going out and getting it. You should be going out and getting it, man. You should be going out and getting it. You should be fighting Demetrius Andrade and Jermell Charlo should have happened 3 years ago. Demetrius Andrade and Triple G should have happened 3 years ago. Demetrius Andrade and Billy Joe Saunders should have happened 3 years ago. All these fights should have happened 3 years ago, and they still haven't happened. Why? Because certain of you motherfuckers, Jermell in particular, Triple G in particular, Billy Joe Saunders in particular, you niggas sit around fucking jerking each other off, waiting for Canelo Alvarez, and it's sickening and it's stupid. It's stupid. It's career suicide. Because Canelo doesn't have to fight any of you niggas. Canelo can go ahead and fight the cab driver or the Uber driver off the street. And he's perfectly content doing that. Canelo can go up to 200 pounds and fight who he perceives to be the bummiest of the bum as far as fucking champions at that division. Canelo can jump around and wait and do whatever the fuck he wants to do. And he doesn't ever have to fight any of you niggas. But guess what? You niggas have to fight each other. And it's either you're going to fight each other, okay? Or you're going to line up all bums. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. Let's talk about that for a second. Let's talk about lining up all bums. In my mind, there are certain people who have earned the right to line up all bums, okay? If you're a fighter and you're constantly looking for smoke, you're constantly looking to fight the top opposition in your division, and the top opposition does not want to fight you, the top opposition does everything in their power in order to avoid a fight with you, my friend, you get permission from me to line up all bums. You could fight anybody in the world and I wouldn't give a fuck. Because no one wants to fight you. No one wants to fight you. Everybody perceives you as too dangerous of an opponent in order to step into the ring with you. My friend, you got good graces from me. But everybody has not earned that right. Most of these motherfuckers have options. Most of these motherfuckers should be able to fight whoever they want to fight whenever they want. Most of whoever they want to fight whenever they want to fight. Jermell Charlo at any point can fight Demetrius Andrade. He's been looking for the fight for I don't even know how long. Triple G can fight Jermell Charlo. He can fight Demetrius Andrade. He can fight any of these dudes he wants to fight whenever he wants to fight. These dudes can fight. But who are the dudes that nobody wants to see? Demetrius Andrade, Terence Crawford, Devin Haney. These dudes don't want to fight Devin Haney. These dudes don't want to fight Demetrius Andrade. These dudes don't want to fight Terence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? You know, so to me, those dudes have earned the right to line up all bums. I don't think neither me nor the boxing community should condemn any of these fighters for lining up all bums, because when you got pussy motherfuckers in their divisions who want to avoid them at all costs, okay, who run from them like the fucking plague, case in point, Canelo, Triple G, Jermell, when you got these motherfuckers who do not want to fight, what do you expect them to do? It's either not fight or fucking or line up all fucking bums. So I have no problem with any of these niggas lining up all bums, fighting whoever they put in front of them in order to just get a paycheck from year to year. This is what Canelo's doing with all the options in front of him. Canelo can fight The best of the best, but he's choosing to line up all bums like what the fuck I'm talking about. So, but again, these fighters at the top, these dudes at the top, Jermell, Triple G, Billy Joe Saunders, these dudes are the ones that are fucking shit up because you're not fighting any of the other top guys in the division. You're not keeping the sport moving while these other pussy motherfuckers are deciding not to fight you. You're waiting on them. Stop fucking waiting on them. And then again, we got the media talking all this bullshit over here, doing all these videos about these bitch motherfuckers who are not fighting anyone in the fucking division, who are not giving us the best versus the best, which is what we want to see over and over and over again. So this is what the fuck I'm talking about. And then you have the fans who follow behind them, who get caught up into these bullshit narratives, who believe these YouTubers and all these other motherfuckers who push these goddamn agendas, who really at the end of the day don't want to see these fights because they don't want to see their favorite fighter lose. Is really what the fuck it comes down to. So as a boxing fan, you got to decide, do you want to see the best fights? Do you want to see the best fights, or do you just want to watch your favorite fighter just continue to win and beat up on bums week after week after week? You could have a favorite fighter, but you should want to see your favorite fighter in the best fights there is. You should want to know if your favorite fighter is indeed the best fighter. And if you can't say without a shadow of a doubt that your favorite fighter is the best fighter, then what the fuck is the point in you even being a fan of them in the first place? You should at least know where they stand. Oh man, I think Canelo will wash this person. Well, tell the bitch motherfuckers to step in the ring. Step in the ring then, if that's what it is. So, you know, it's really a goddamn shame, man. But to close out this fucking video, man, let's talk about the last person in that motherfucking thumbnail, and that's Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua, another one that holds the keys to the Ferrari. Okay, because these motherfuckers out here are willing to lie, cheat, and steal in order to get a shot at Anthony Joshua. Case in point, Tyson Fury's big, bald, bitch ass. Because we all know that motherfucker cheated at the end of the day. And I had somebody in my live stream in here telling me that he said Tyson Fury did not cheat, when at the end of the day, bro, there's too much evidence out there. There's, even if you want to call it circumstantial evidence, there's too much evidence out there, okay, that proves that this man cheated in some type of capacity. In some type of capacity. He had help. He didn't do everything when it comes to regulations. He didn't, and you see that he didn't. But because you don't like Wilder so much, because you feel like Fury's the better boxer and he would win the fight, whether he cheated or not, because you feel that way so strongly in your heart, you willing to go ahead and let this man get away with cheating. But at the end of the day, a win over Deontay Wilder does not matter if you cheated. If I challenge you to a foot race and you jump in a car, bitch, we still don't know who the faster person is. You beat me to the finish line, bitch, but you hopped in a fucking car. You beat me to the finish line, but you hopped in a car. How is that proving anything? How was that proving anything? That's an honest ass question. If somebody cheated and they didn't play the same game that you played, how are we proving anything? If we're going to box and a motherfucker start kicking and throwing submission holds on me, how do we know who the best boxer is? Because you're throwing roundhouse kicks and you're using submission moves, which aren't in boxing. So I don't know whether or not you're the better boxer. You might be. And here's the thing that you motherfuckers are missing. Here's the thing that y'all missing. Tyson Fury cheated, but the fact of the matter is he might be the better boxer. Just like a motherfucker who hopped in the car. If I challenge you to a foot race and you hop in a car and you beat me to the finish line, well, you guess what? You still might be the faster man. You might be faster in a foot race. But I will never know whether or not you're faster than me because you hopped in a car and got to the finish line. We didn't run the same type of race. Now, if we were racing cars and we wanted to figure out who had the faster car, well, that would be a different race. But guess what? If we're boxing and you're throwing fucking kicks and you're throwing fucking headbutts and you're using MMA rules, we still don't know who the best boxer is out of the two. And I know there's going to be somebody who's going to listen to this shit and you're going to say, what the fuck is they talking about? MMA and boxing and shit like that. Let me put this in perspective for you. Smart ass, whoever's watching. If you're cheating, if you're doing something that the sport of boxing, okay, does not include in its rules, okay, then we do not know who the better boxer is, because what you're doing is not boxing. What you're doing is not boxing, so we don't know who the better boxer is. That's why when Tyson Fury cheats or he's accused of cheating and what he does is not boxing, that's why we cannot give him credit for a win over Deontay Wilder. We cannot. Because while Deontay Wilder was boxing, Tyson Fury was doing something else that wasn't boxing because it's not included in the rules of boxing. In boxing, it states that you're supposed to have certain types of gloves that cover your knuckles, regulation, blah, 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 all that boring shit, okay? In boxing, it says your hand is supposed to be all the way in your glove, blah, 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 boxing rules shit. Okay. So when somebody does something that is not included in those rules, okay, when somebody does something like that, it's not boxing. Therefore, we do not know who the better boxer is because one person was boxing and the other person was doing some other shit. Do you understand? That's why I don't give a fuck about an AJ versus a Fury, because does Fury belong there? I don't think he does. I don't think he does. I don't think he does. He does not belong there. I think the top boxers should be in the ring, the ones that box. But here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Fury did what he did, but all he can think to do afterwards is avoid a third fight with Wilder. But why avoid a third fight with Wilder? Because he's looking for that Anthony Joshua fight. So here's the thing. Here's the type of dude I wish Anthony Joshua was, right? I wish Anthony Joshua was the type of dude to just say, I don't want to fight Fury. Fuck it. I'm going to fight somebody else. I wish Anthony Joshua was that type of dude. Because that's pretty much what Pacquiao is doing. It's pretty much what Canelo is doing. I wish Anthony Joshua would rest on his laurels, okay, and say, I don't want to fight Tyson Fury. Fuck all that. I'm going to fight this other dude. I could make the same amount of money and make Tyson Fury look like an asshole. To me, that would be great. I want to see Undisputed just like everybody else wants to see Undisputed. But I don't want to see Undisputed this way. I don't want to see Undisputed. I don't want to see Undisputed with these kind of circumstances surrounding it, where you have one person who was boxing and another person who was doing some other shit. Because again, I don't know who the best boxer is. Let me check the comment section real quick, man. Let me see if anybody might saying shit in the comments. Okay, cool. Back on point. Back on point. You know what I mean? That's pretty much my position. I don't want to see no make-believe undisputed. I don't want to see undisputed with someone who should have been there and someone who should not have been there. So that's where I'm at with this shit, man. That's where I'm at with this shit. That's where I'm at with this shit. Y'all know Fury cheated. Y'all know he did. Y'all know he did. And that's fine. He cheated. He got away with it. As we can see as of right now, Fury got away with it. But he still cheated. And most of you can look at the circumstantial evidence and see that he cheated. And because of that, he doesn't belong in the ring with Joshua. He doesn't belong in the ring with any top any top heavyweight. He doesn't belong in the ring, period, right now. You know what I mean? Tyson Fury really should be banned from the sport at the end of the day. All right, man. So, you know, again, at least let me end off on this note. Let me end off on this note. At least with Anthony Joshua, he's choosing to fight the perceived top competition there is out there. At least he's choosing to do that. Unlike the other guys who control the sport. At this particular point in time, because we already saw AJ's history. We saw how AJ avoided that Wilder fight once upon a time. You know what I'm saying? We saw what AJ did, all of the maneuvering he did. But at least in AJ's case, because we can give AJ way more credit than we can give Canelo or fucking Manny Pacquiao at this particular point. Okay? Which Canelo's the worst of them. Manny Pacquiao, I can give Manny Pacquiao some credit because at least Manny Pacquiao in his last fight fought Keith Thurman, which to me was a good fight for Manny Pacquiao. I like the fact that he fought Keith Thurman. But he's still been holding up the fucking division for 2 years, 3 years, however long he's been sitting over there in Philippines doing his Senate shit or Senate stuff. But at least with AJ, we're going to give AJ some props. AJ hasn't fought Wilder, but even though he didn't fight Wilder, he has been fighting top guys. He has been fighting top guys. And for that, I give AJ props for. And for that, I put AJ above Canelo Alvarez because he's been making attempts to fight top guys. Whether or not it's the guys we want to see him fight, that's one thing. But he has been making attempts to fight the top guys in the division, which for that, I give AJ props for. But I really wish that AJ took a page out of Canelo's book and out of Manny Pacquiao's book and just said, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight Fury no more. Fuck all that. He got all this cheating shit going on. Fuck that nigga. You know what I'm saying? I really wish he would do something like that. That to me would be really, really, really dope of AJ. And it would be even doper if AJ said, you know what? Fuck Fury. I'm going to fight Wilder. Fuck Fury. Fury got all this bullshit cheating shit going on. He might cheat me. I'm going to just fight Wilder. That would be really dope of AJ and great if he would do some shit like that, man. But it is what it is. We see what's going on. AJ versus Fury is a big fight. And there's a good chance that it's gonna happen. It sounds like it's done already according to sources and all that old bullshit. But that would be my dream in this particular situation. That would be great. Because Fury don't deserve a fight. Fury don't deserve a fight with AJ. He doesn't. And he should be banned from the fucking sport. But that's the end of this fucking video, man. I'm wrapping this bitch up right now. Hey, man, if you hung around with me this long, man, go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and subscribe to the video. Give your boy a follow, man. And tune in for the next time we go live, man. We're going to be live Tuesdays at 8 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? I'm changing the time. It was at 6, but I'm going to make it at 8 o'clock. Tuesdays at 8 o'clock. And we'll be doing late night boxing talk on Friday at midnight. You know what I mean? We're going to be talking that good shit, man. But again, if you stuck with your boy this long, appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you follow your boy next time we go on live. That bell icon, all that shit. And, you know, we'll be back at you next time, man. But this concludes Talk Your Shit Boxing. We'll be back next week. I'll let your motherfucking boy.